Tracking student attendance during remote learning can be challenging. Absenteeism was a problem even before the pandemic, but as WRTV's Troy Washington shows us, attendance still matters. She spoke with a Northside school pivoting in a unique way to keep families on track during the pandemic.
Even though students are logging on instead of walking into a classroom these days, attendance laws and requirements still apply.
Leading a virtual school is a whole different ballgame, right? As a charter school, families are selecting our school, right? So we know that they place a heavy focus on the education and the supports that we provide here at ACE Prep.
Anna Schultz has switched some things around since welcoming her scholars to ACE Preparatory Academy Charter School on Hillside Avenue on August 6th.
Really allowed us to think about what sort of wraparound care do scholars need and do families need. And we talk all the time about giving families grace, right? So they're doing more than the best they know how.
That means giving grace, but making sure students show up to learn. Here's how it's done. Teachers start the day with a Zoom check-in.
If we did not see a scholar present on Zoom, or if the classroom teacher has not been made aware that that scholar would not be attending today, the teachers are reaching out to families a lot of times in that moment or as soon as the Zoom call is done, just checking up on families.
If that doesn't work, they've dedicated a whole team to figure out how to help.
Ma'am, that we have a repurposed staff that typically work with scholars within the building but are not classroom teachers. So these would be instructional assistants or some of our cultural behavior specialists, and they are now family liaisons. And so they serve as kind of a second line of attack, so to speak, when it comes to providing supports to families for attendance.
Schultz has worked in education for more than 2 decades. She was once named Indiana Teacher of the Year, but this year has even thrown her for a loop.
Being a parent and working and a teacher all at the same time is incredibly difficult and incredibly challenging.
But she says her team will do what it takes to keep families on track, and even if students do miss their virtual sessions, they are required to complete coursework in order to pass. Working for you, Troy Washington, WRTV.
Teachers at ACE Preparatory Academy tell WRTV that challenges like a change in phone number can cause a disconnect, and in some cases, dozens of students dropped out of touch with schools completely. But overall, those teachers say once contact is made with the family, the attendance issue is usually resolved. Many ACE students will return to the classroom in October.